baby, damn, it's your brain. Make me wanna kiss you like baby kiss Wayne. Make you call me daddy like baby to Wayne. Damn, that shit sounds gay, it's insane.
To him and baby being gay. And
no, I just said he was kissing, man. You know, I said, that sounds gay, don't it?
Period. All of these big dick deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. TG Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all.
We gotta investigate this Michael Rubin party a little bit further.
I got my son right here. Okay.
I can make a man, he said, if I can make a man suck my dick, I can make people do anything for money. Forcing men to do degrading acts just so you can prove how powerful you are.
Man, you deserve it, daddy. You putting in that work.
Puff and Ja Rule runs out the room. Puff got his towel, Ja grabbing his towel, but they butt the naked.
You gotta be relentless. You gotta have a bit of crazy. You can't take no for an answer. You gotta make it happen.
All glitz ain't glam in the music industry. Hip-hop, a genre known for its raw lyrics and gritty beats, has a dark side that often goes unnoticed. In this video, we'll uncover shocking allegations involving some of hip-hop's biggest names, including Lil Wayne, Meek Mill, Rick Ross, Ja Rule, and many others who have been believed to be groomed by music executives. As we take a deep dive into this subject matter, make sure you subscribe to the channel to stay updated on the latest celebrity gossip and pop culture. And if you don't mind, please like the video as it helps push the video on the algorithm. Your support helps us bring you entertaining content like this. Before we talk about the celebrities mentioned, we first need to understand how sexual blackmail works.
In order to understand this lawsuit against P. Diddy, you need to understand the history of sexual blackmail. A lot of people in the comments are misunderstanding why rap music is so anti-gay. And a lot of people understand the ties of Israel and the Mossad to sexual blackmail by Epstein, but a lot of people don't realize the ties of sexual blackmail back to the invention of sexual blackmail and the Jewish mob. So if you don't know what's going on, Diddy, one of the most influential people in the rap industry over the last 30 years, just got served this court case that alleged all kinds of crimes, including murder and drugs and prostitution, but especially having all of his homes wired with cameras and hosting parties with underage girls, rappers, label executives, celebrities, politicians, and collecting sexual blackmail on tons of important people. Like, we're talking Jeffrey Epstein level of operation, but in the music and entertainment industries. But the thing about a court case is that we're only getting the allegations that are in that case, and they're only relevant to what that defendant saw and experienced. And so the bigger picture is not filled in directly. You have to kind of understand the history of this stuff and what each thing might imply about the bigger picture. And that requires an understanding of the history of this stuff. And it's not complicated, and it's a wild story. So, the FBI was founded by J. Edgar Hoover. He actually was the head of the Bureau of Investigation, the BOI, before the FBI was even invented back in the 20s. And he served there for 11 years. Then they invented the FBI, and he served as the head of the FBI for 37 years, totaling 48 years leading what was more or less the FBI. So we're talking like all the way from like the Great Depression through World War II into like the 60s. Like through the 60s music revolution into the 70s. All of that time period, the FBI was led by the same person, and he was one of the most corrupt government officials in all of US history. And understanding the state of organized crime and of law enforcement in America is impossible if you don't know about J. Edgar Hoover. And understanding the nature of sexual blackmail is impossible if you don't know about Meyer Lansky, who was a boss in the Jewish mob back in the 30s, 20s, like the Prohibition days and so on. Meyer Lansky, this Jewish mob boss, basically invented the concept of sexual blackmail. And he did it by sexually blackmailing J. Edgar Hoover, the guy who was explicitly supposed to be taking guys like Meyer Lansky down. The Wikipedia articles are sanitized, but basically Meyer Lansky had a photo of J. Edgar Hoover using his mouth on his main assistant, Clyde Tolson. Realistically, it was his boyfriend. They were a couple. But then, once Hoover was blackmailed, he was like, fuck it, how much worse could it get? And so he started hosting blackmail parties in collusion with these mobsters and inviting all sorts of important people to these blackmail parties to collect his own blackmail. This all happened in what was called the Blue Suite at the Plaza Hotel. And it was basically a bunch of male cross-dressing orgies all caught on camera for like a decade or more. And because Hoover was already blackmailed by the most powerful gangsters in the world, like he didn't give a shit and he just went and hosted them and everybody got blackmail on everybody. But the critical piece to understanding the gay aspect of rap music today and the whole situation back with Hoover is that at the time, remember, Cold War, McCarthyism, like we got to get rid of all the communists. There was what was called the Lavender Scare, which is basically just saying that they were all really worried that gay people would get blackmailed by the Soviet Union. And so it wasn't good to be gay because if you were gay, you could get blackmailed because you wouldn't want anyone to know you were gay. And so don't be gay. And so you should be ashamed of being gay. And so then they'll blackmail. It's like, you know, see, it's like a big circle of how the one creates the other, creates the other, creates the other. Yeah, now think about rap music. All the rappers are super hard and like gay people suck. And then like a bunch of them are gay and they're getting blackmailed about it. And so they rap more about how they're hard and gay people suck. And it creates this little circle. Yeah, the sexual blackmail industry learned early on back in the Cold War that it is much easier to do sexual blackmail in a culture of anti-gayness because gayness is not wildly uncommon. Lots of people are gay. But the more you can stigmatize it and make it a taboo, the more they have to hide it. And the more easy it is to exploit it when you offer this taboo thing to the people that want it. And then the stronger your power over them is when you have them on film doing it. You feel? So, back to our boy Diddy, who founded his record label when he was only 24 years old. Became one of the most successful record labels of the time. He was able to do that because he was financed and supported by his mentor, Clive Davis, who just happens to be gay and rich and Jewish, just like Meyer Lansky was. And at the time, he was one of the most influential men in the music industry. He'd managed all kinds of the biggest name artists that you've ever heard of. And he found this guy, Diddy, on the up and up in one of his companies who we now know from this lawsuit and the other lawsuit filed by his ex-girlfriend Cassie, which is horrific, disgusting, not a good read. We know that Diddy has some real effed up sexual proclivities, as well as just generally probably being at least gay or bi, one of the two. So Clive Davis finds this guy with questionable morals, questionable sexual habits, and ready to go fucking crazy whatever. Like he's willing to shoot people. He's willing to launder money. He's willing to do crazy drugs. He's willing to do basically anything. This is just me speculating on Clive here, on his motivations, but Clive mentored Diddy and Clive brought him up and Clive elevated him to a record executive by helping him found his label, Bad Boy Records. That was Clive's move. He did that. And then Diddy, along with a lot of help from a lot of other people all around him, proceeded to do 30 years worth of sexual blackmail operations within the rap industry and promoted artists that seem to have been ensnared in it, like Usher, for example, like Meek Mills. Hell, even Justin Bieber is like directly in this storyline. And so what you wind up with is a rap industry, a music industry that is full of people that are creating the types of music that the people above them, that the people that hire them, that the people that manage them want them to make. They're all terrified of stepping on the wrong toes or getting out of line or doing what they're not supposed to for one blackmail reason or the other. And we wind up with an entire industry full of musicians that are glorifying gangs and violence and sex and drugs. I mean, think about it. There's no better way to undermine an entire population, an entire race, an entire culture, than to target their kids with subversive messages that they're going to think is cool, and the parents can't say shit about it because then the kids will just think it's cooler. So why would they be doing this, you ask? That's a really good question. Gonna have to wait for another video for that one.
First, let's start with Birdman, the mogul behind Cash Money Records. Birdman and Lil Wayne, who were once considered father and son in the music world. However, rumors suggest their relationship went beyond music and into something more intimate. These rumors started because they were seen in public kissing.
Hey baby, damn, it's your brain. Make me want to kiss you like baby kiss Wayne. Make you call me daddy like baby to Wayne. Damn, that shit sounds gay, it's insane.
Man kissing Lil Wayne has always been a hot topic to which not much explanation was ever given.
The Cash Money family, the way we all, the way we always roll. Jazzy Faye. Oh yeah, and Jazzy. Oh, Jay Fizzle, yeah. For real, Jay Fizzle. Jay Fizzle. Okay. I got my son right here. Okay. Special delivery too. What's happening? You all right? Yes, sir. Big Lack. How you doing, Wayne? Big Stone. Everything good? My bad. Look, got the whole family here. Now, wait. Tell me about the wipe it down. I mean, we just fly, dog, so we feel like, you know.
Wayne was only 9 years old when Birdman started preying on him. Birdman said Wayne came to him when he was young because he wanted the life. He took on more of a father figure role when Wayne was only 12 years old. That time he signed to Birdman's label, and that same year Wayne's father was unalived, which a lot of people speculate Birdman might be responsible for that. If you want a video about that, leave a comment down below.
I always looked at Wayne as my son, and I always looked at it like, because I was in the streets, and I thought this might be the last time they ever see me. I was his father when he didn't have a father, since he was 9 years old.
A lot of people feel like he was taking advantage of Wayne because he was young and going through a lot. There are even videos of what looks like Wayne didn't want to be kissed by him, and him saying he doesn't want to be touched by people he didn't tell to touch.
I know in the last year y'all might have heard shit, seen shit. Family never die. This is my motherfucking son, and I'ma die for him, I'ma live for him, and I'll motherfucking kill for him, you heard me? That ain't gonna never change, nigga. It's YMCMB for life, and we gonna live this shit to right shit, nigga. That ain't gonna never die, that ain't gonna never switch. None of that ain't gonna change, nigga.
I don't like to be touched by people I don't tell to touch me, so I'm gonna get out of the building because if I touch somebody, I go to jail.
The internet went crazy after seeing a picture of Lil Baby being hugged by a man inappropriately. This could be taken as an innocent bromance, but as you can see, Lil Baby looks uncomfortable, and the billionaire is seen in another picture hugging him from the back with another one hugging him from the front, sandwiching him. Under that picture, a person had commented, "Long night," and Mike replied, "Long is the biggest understatement I have ever heard." And people thought that just wild. Some fans even saying, "This is a sign he already gave up his cheeks." These men are basically their sugar daddies. These billionaires are what's backing their careers, not fans. 50 Cent even reacted to the picture. He reposted it and captioned, "See, this is why I don't go to no party Puff and them at. The F is going on here. Get the F off my young man." I don't know, take what you may from this information.
We gotta investigate this Michael Rubin party a little bit further.
Michael Rubin's net worth is $11.4 billion.
I'm looking for Michael Rubin's fascination with these rappers.
Another person that has been exposed by a lot of people for allegedly grooming and mistreating other artists is Diddy. He was exposed a long time ago by singer Jaguar Wright for forcing men into degrading sexual acts just to prove his power. His ex-bodyguard even exposed him for being with other rappers. Watch this compilation.
There was a young woman, beautiful woman. She's a lawyer, or at least she was. She used to be an entertainment lawyer because while she was working at Bad Boy, because she was one of the lead counsels for Bad Boy Entertainment, she witnessed something. She witnessed something that was disturbing to her. But what was really disturbing to her was the conversation that she had with Diddy after. See, Christopher Williams, I don't know, I guess he wanted to sign. I don't know what happened. But Puff was supposed to be giving him a demo deal, and he gave him a demo deal, and I guess it was supposed to turn into an album deal, which that never happened. But this young woman walked in to get approval on some paperwork, see. And when she walked in, the door wasn't locked, so she didn't think twice about just walking in. And when she walked in, she saw Christopher Williams performing fellatio on Puff. Now, from what she said to me, it was disturbing because, you know, they didn't stop. She just walked out, and she just kept her head down at the office the rest of the day, I believe it was. And I don't think it was at the end of business day that day, but I think it was the following day. He came into her office and was like, "Yeah, so you came in there, so what? What you gonna do? You wanna say something?" And she was like, "Oh no, I just She was like, I just don't understand why you left the door unlocked. If you were in there doing that, why would you leave the door unlocked? He said, I'll do whatever the fuck I want to do in my building. And she's, I just don't know. He was like, it's power, see? I can make a man, he said, if I can make a man suck my dick, I can make people do anything for money. That's what you said, Puff, about Christopher Williams sucking your dick for a demo deal. And you cut him a check. And you chased that young woman out of New York, just like you tried to chase Wendy Williams out of New York, which he said was done for nothing more than an exercise of power. Because if he can make a man suck his dick, he can make anybody do anything. That's you, Puff. And then you threatened to ruin her life if she ever told anyone. But she did tell someone. She told me. Forcing men to do degrading acts just so you can prove how powerful you are. I don't know if every man that's had a sexual dealing with you, if it's been consensual. You know, maybe you were holding some bad information over their head. Or maybe you had some bad information on their family. See, what Andre did to you, it could have stopped with him. But you like the power too much. So all you did was emulate what Andre Harrell did to you. See, you were a victim, and then you became a victimizer. And that's what you chose. And all of them girls and all of them young boys that you put on planes, flying here and there so that you could sexually harass them and torment them and coerce them into doing sexual acts that they didn't want to do because you had dirt on them or because you had money on them. Those are all federal crimes. Check the statutes. If you put a bitch or a nigga on a plane and you're taking them to be sexually abused in any way, that's trafficking. That's 10 to 20. Bitch.
Hey, what's up, King Son? Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, Daddy. You putting in that work. Proud of you. I love you. Yeah.
Puff and Ja Rule runs out the room. Puff got his towel, Ja grabbing his towel, but they butt the naked. And so then Ja was like, yo, what's going on? Yo, Gene, that's my cousin. He know me well. You know, and Puff was like, yo, Gene, what happened? I said, he tried to get in the room. I told him he couldn't get in the room. And he was like, he just looked, Puff looked at Ja. He said, yo, Ja said, you ain't want to go in that room because there's a lot of freaking going on. So I was like, oh, he said it was a lot of freaky going on. So that was basically that story, man. You know what I'm saying? They went back in the room. Bro, when Josh said, you don't want to come up in there, a lot of freaky stuff is going on. You got to use your mind, what they was doing with those butt plugs.
There is a whole lot more we could talk about, but that is it for today. Tell me what you guys think about this mess. Thanks for watching. Before you go, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if you want to stay updated on all the latest celebrity gossip and pop culture news. Your support helps us keep bringing you entertaining content like this. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.